An air of uncertainty is reigning over Ethiopia after the assassination of 5 senior officials in last Saturday's coup attempt in the Amhara region. Army Chief of Staff General Seare Mekonnen was also victim of the foiled coup by a rogue state militia. The militia was a recently formed unit of the region's security services, and the fact that the militia was state forces rather than independent raises the stakes for the government of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who has rolled out a package of economic and political reform since taking office in April last year. Tears flowed freely during the memorial of the fallen chief of staff on Tuesday, even on Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. It should be noted that the Prime Minister survived a grenade attack at a rally in his honor in June last year. But what does this coup attempt say about the country's political situation?
So last Saturday's killings exposed the extent of the political crisis despite Prime Minister's reforms to democratize his country and calm inter-community movements between different groups in the Oromo and Amhara regions. As a reminder, these acts of violence and power struggles between these communities have displaced more than 2 million people.
We are now joined by Alex Vines, an expert on African issues, speaking to us from London. Alex, thank you very much for joining us in the program. 5 senior officials, including the Amhara regional president and the army chief of staff, killed. How would you analyze the current situation in Ethiopia?
Well, certainly the situation in Ethiopia is tense. It's good news that this coup did not succeed. And it looks as if Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is now trying to reconsolidate his grip of authority on the country. But it was a shocking development. It shows how fragile the transitional process of reform that Abiy Ahmed as Prime Minister over the last 15 months has become.
So Ethiopia is experiencing rapid and remarkable growth on the continent with double-digit growth over the past decade. So do you think that this situation will have certain economic consequences?
Well, lots of investors are interested in Ethiopia. It is an amazing success story. One of the reasons for the reform agenda of the Abiy Ahmed administration indeed to unlock further growth. The easier growth had been done already under the previous administrations and very successfully lifting many people out of poverty. But to get to the next level, Ethiopia needed some serious structural reform. And that, I think, is one of the root causes for the tensions recently, because these reforms result in winners, but also losers. And I think that's how we should see this.
And Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has promised to run free and fair elections next year. Alex, do you think this is possible given the country's volatile political situation?
That is an excellent question. I have to say to you that my biggest fear is that some of the very visionary progressive reform efforts of the Ahmed administration could be now jeopardized by recent events over the last week. So there could be a slowing down of reform progress because of anxiety over security, and that could have a knock-on effect, including delaying these elections that you've asked me about.